Welcome everybody, and thank you for your time. We're in the monthly anti-bubble report, and I'm going to move on to a very important question, which is to what extent are central banks in control, and especially as inflation expectations accelerate, which I think it's starting to be the case. I think this is, once again, I'm challenging the conventional wisdom. We are seeing clearly how inflation break-evens, inflation expectations are breaking higher across the board. I highlight here the US curve, but this is true globally. And the question is, to what extent, how is the process? What is the cause? What is the effect? How will things work out? And in a recent tweet, I challenged this misconception. People, and I talked about this earlier, I talked about how long-term yields in a way predict short-term rates. And so the perception is that central banks' long-term yields go up because short-term rates go up. And I think that's not necessarily true. I think what we are facing now, is a situation where long-term yields might go up because central banks don't hike. And so this steepening of the curve is the result of something simple, which is as inflation goes up and inflation accelerates, cash, credit, and fixed income are not great places to keep your money. The $100 or euros that you will get back in 5, 10, 20, 30 years are not going to buy you much at all. As a result of that, as frogs, I talked about the example of frogs in boiling water, as inflation goes up and as we look to get out of this and put our money somewhere else, whether it's real estate or equities or whatever, or crypto or gold or whatever it is, as we do that, as you sell out of fixed income, you're going to push yields higher through the inverse relationship between price and yields. And what happens is as yields go up, is you get basically valuations to go down through the duration effect, which means that central banks are going to be forced, in my opinion, to step in and have to intervene, basically doing more of the same, more printing. And I highlight the word prevent, or try to prevent, because I think we will see whether they're in control or not. But certainly, I think that central banks in the next crisis, when yields go down, we will see not only, we may not see any hikes, but I think we will see yield curve control. The idea of fixing long-term yields in the back end, which means they will print whatever it takes to make sure that yields don't go up and the bubbles don't burst. This is obviously very inflationary, but because you're pushing more money in the system and it's not solving the problems, and it could be a massive catalyst for things like gold or other real assets to go to a whole new level. To summarize, I think in a world when inflation is low, central banks are in control. As inflation and inflation expectations go up, central banks lose control, and I think we might be entering that very dangerous phase. I hope this brief update is helpful. It complements previous portions of the anti-bubble report, and I will continue in a new video with a brief discussion on gold, treasuries, and crypto. Are they bubbles or anti-bubbles? I hope you find it helpful, and thank you again for your time and support.